Hey everyone, how you doing today? Hope you're doing fine, doing pretty good myself. Kind of a different video today. It's actually a mod spotlight and, well, it took me a little while to set up. We're going to be spotlighting the Kethane mod. What this does is adds a bunch of new parts to Kerbal Space Program and basically makes it so you can set up a mining station on another planet if you so desire. And I have a few things set up, as I said, and, well, I did my best. I am really not that great at Kerbal Space Program, so me trying to set up a mod spotlight for it is a little bit of a challenge. But I got a few things in place to kind of give you a good idea of what this mod actually adds to the game. Now, one of the first things that you're going to need to be able to do is find this Kethane stuff. And in order to do that, you have to find it on another planet. In order to find it on another planet, you're going to have to send a sort of survey probe. And fortunately for me, my probe is on the dark side of Moon. Because that is useful. Well, there's no harm in speeding up time a bit. There we go. Just need to get into some sunlight. So this is my little Kethane probe, and it has unnecessarily 4 different survey units. The main reason this is unnecessary is you can easily have just one of these units sitting up on top, and it'll do pretty much the exact same thing as all 4 of these together. Now, as with pretty much every other extremity part of Kerbal Space Program, you can activate the different modes it has by right-clicking on it. For example, I can show the map, which shows where the satellite currently is. That's this little white dot here, and its path in gray and green dots. Now, the green dots represent where Kethane has been detected. In order to detect Kethane, you need to turn the detector on. And we just happen to be over a pocket of Kethane right now. Now, what's kind of nice is that you can hover over this map and find out where the coordinates are exactly. This is actually very helpful when you combine this mod with other mods. And just for the fun of it, I will activate all the detectors. So that we have a whole bunch of beeping noises. And I suppose it does help if you have a bunch of detectors on your ship, because you get a much more frequent pulse. But anyway, this is how you'd find your Kethane. Now, how you actually mine the Kethane, you're going to need a mining setup. And I do have one of those that is sitting on the planet over a pocket of Kethane right now. Alright. So this is my little Kethane miner. It is a very compact unit, and it's actually got way more fuel than I thought I would need to actually land it. Now, this part here is one of the other various parts that the Kethane mod adds. This is a deployable drill. Now, keep in mind that this is version 0.19. The reason I'm using version 0.19 is because I was using MechJeb in order to actually get these things to where I needed them. Because, like I said, I am not the greatest at this game, and When it comes to landing these things on an exact location, well, MechJab is way better at doing that than I am. But we're not here to talk about MechJab, we're here to talk about Kethane. Now, in order to actually collect Kethane, you're going to need a Kethane storage area, which is actually a fuel tank. I have just a small one on here right now, which is able to hold 6,000 units of Kethane, which is a pretty good amount. And over here, I have a conversion tower, which I probably should have made one complete unit instead of multiple different units. A little bit of... Actually, this is only able to hold 4,000, and this one's able to hold 2,000. I forgot, I have two different storage units on it. My mistake. Anyway, let's keep talking about the mining unit. Now, the drill actually uses up a fair amount of power. Unfortunately, I can't actually check that from here, but trust me, if you don't have at least two of these big solar panels on here, it'll probably drain your electric charge incredibly fast. And with the speed of this drill, you're able to get 1.25 kethane per second. And if we hop on over to the conversion tower, I can talk about a few more of these things. Now, the conversion tower's main purpose is to turn kethane into any kind of fuel you need. You can turn it into liquid fuel, oxidizer, monopropellant, or xenon gas. Now, it's probably significantly better that you have the processing unit on the planet itself rather than in orbit, which is something that I was planning on doing at first, but thinking about it, it takes more fuel to haul a heavy load up to a station than to just process the fuel on the surface to use to haul itself up to the station and drain it into a fuel reserve. Here, let's get rid of this MechJab clutter. There we go. Now, I haven't gotten to try this out because, to be honest, I haven't gotten the kethane over here at all. And that might be because I don't know how these quantum fuel things work. But I've been trying to figure out this quantum fuel stuff because it would make it significantly easier to transfer the fuel from there to here to process it here, rather than try to make a giant tower to land on the planet. Which might have been a better idea in hindsight. However, even then, how would I get the fuel out if I don't know how to use the quantum fuel stuff? And it's kind of irritating because the node is right here, but I can't do anything with it. At least I hope this is the quantum fuel node. I've noticed a few problems in version 0.2 with quantum fuel and quantum struts. But the principle behind, or the idea behind this setup is that I would have a separate mining rig and just transfer all the surplus kethane that I mine up into a different conversion tower, which could then transfer to a transfer ship to take it up to a station in orbit, which can refuel other ships. Oh hey, look, I'm breaking MechJab. well, that's pretty much it for the Kethane mod. There's not much else for me to talk about since I haven't figured out how to use quantum fuel. But we can go to the VAB and take a look at all the different parts at least. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Just go back to the Space Center, head to the VAB, get rid of all that because it's pointless at this point. Let's just grab that because who cares? So, there's at least 3 different Kethane items, I'm going to call them, in this part. Or 5. I don't know what I said. Did I say 3 or 5? I forgot. There's multiple different sizes of storage apparatus, with the biggest one being able to hold 16,000 units of kethane, and the smallest one holding 2,000. Then there's a zero bypass turbine, which seems to be an engine of some sort. I've never actually tried this thing out, but it seems interesting. Here, we'll put it on there and see if it does anything. I doubt it will, but it'd be interesting to know. Let's see, there's nothing in control or structure, but in utility, there's just a couple more things. Yeah, that is what I was supposed to use, right? Oh well. Oh yes, here it is. The medium conversion unit, which uses less power and produces a smaller amount of the various fuel at a time. And it gives you a good amount of measuring, a decent amount of measurements for blah blah blah. It gives you a decent amount of measurements for how much kethane it requires to turn into a single unit of another fuel. I hope I am making sense, because I don't think I'm making sense to myself even. Anyway, that's the medium converter unit. There is no small converter unit. External drill actually uses 8 power per second. And if you look at this provides 18 per second. So you might actually only need one of these things. But better safe than sorry. Then the heavy converter unit drains significantly more fuel, but converts at a much more efficient rate than the medium conversion unit. And then in the science, there's 2 different kethane detectors. There's the compact survey unit, which has a smaller altitude. Now in version 0.20 of Kerbal Space Program, the altitude for this one is 150,000 instead of 300,000. Meaning you have to be significantly closer to the planet than normal. Then there is the medium survey unit, which I believe in 0.2 is a 500,000 maximum altitude. And that's pretty much it for all the different parts of this mod. And I'm curious if this will even launch or anything. Probably not. Hey, it is working! Although there is no kethane for it to use, so probably rather pointless. Let's try out something else. would it work, for example, if we put on a kethane storage apparatus? I'm doubting it, but I'm actually wondering where the heck this would actually be useful. Yeah, that's what I thought. This thing does kind of require having kethane, which is a shame, because it looks like something that'd be kind of interesting to use. What is it doing? It is wiggling. Why is it wiggling? Is it actually thrusting? Yeah. I just need to see if this thing is actually giving out thrust. Nope, it just sparks. Well, this is the kethane mod. I'm sure that with this thing you could go into, you could put it onto a lander and it'd work out perfectly. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I don't know if I'll keep on doing other game mods, but I might every now and then. Because other games have very interesting mods, and I just really enjoy playing games with mods. So, see you next time. Take care and goodbye.